Well, here we are at episode 3. Has Beast Morphers lost its luster, or does it still shine? Let's see. We really seem to be getting into the character-focused episodes now. This one dealing with Zoe and her attempts to save a park from demolition for road work. Now, this is a bit strange, because I would expect her ranger duties to precede any more community outreach, but for some strange reason, they seem to be leaning more into the teen aspect of this, which I thought was more of a kind of just thing that's out there. Because none of them seem to be going to school of any kind. So if teens, I would expect 18, 19. It seems more of a reference back to the early Mighty Morphin era than anything which would have an actual value and impact on the story. Because all of these people, well, everyone except for the mayor's son, they have jobs, they have lives. Their families are involved, but they seem, for the most part, to be professional adults. The episode in general seems to be trying very hard to capture the spirit of the original Mighty Morphin, with the whole attempting to save the trees and community outreach stuff. That's something you'd see in pretty much every episode of the original series. But it seems a bit out of place when they're trying to blend it with the more organization-focused stuff of things like SPD or RPM. These people have responsibilities. They're part of a big organization. They don't have time to be going out and doing little protests for things. And if they're going to be sticking with that, I feel that would very much hold the series back. One thing that is working for me is the inclusion of more parental issues, dealing with more of the families of these rangers. Seeing Zoe's mother, who is a reporter and who has a lot of involvement in the community and in the way things are working for this city. Seeing her interact with the mayor, and I'm looking forward to seeing all three parents interact with each other. There's a lot you can do with this whole family thing that whenever Rangers deals with families, it's always something I've really enjoyed. Well, not always. But this one looks like it's going to be one of the good ones. Now, the plot for this episode is really the first one that does not work for me. How they're trying to save this park is by getting people to ride more bikes. And yeah, that's something that I can understand. But the way they're going about it is by infusing bicycles with Morphex energy. And this is something that they easily get the mayor behind. The same mayor who at the start of the series was going on and on about the dangers of the evil forces getting a hold of the energy of the morphing grid. And now they're just going to pump it into bikes that are just going to be randomly placed around the city with no real protection except for the rangers who would show up after the stuff's taken already. Am I the only person who is seeing the logistical problems in all of this? Because yes, we have the mayor completely 100% behind this, encouraging them to do this. This is what you were railing about. This is a bad idea. It's a waste of resources. You're tapping into an almost unlimited energy supply, and you're going to use it for bikes. I mean, dear God, man, this is just nonsensical. Now we have our two comic relief characters, Ben and Betty, who I actually like in this show. But this episode, they're given nothing to do. They're riding around in a tandem bicycle, doing goof-off nonsense, not contributing to the plot like they did in the previous 2 episodes. And in this one, they go off with a weird bulk and skull left motif that is really out of place for what I thought their characters were supposed to be. Luckily, the villains do pick up a bit of the slack in this episode. We see some of the backbiting and insulting between them, which is something with this type of group of villains that you usually want to see more of. Because they're thrown into working with each other, not because they like each other or have some weird allegiance with each other, but because they're just stuck in the same place. So you know they're going to be trying to one-up each other. They see the immediate problems with this Morphex energy just being strewn about the place that apparently the Rangers couldn't see, and go to retrieve some of it. Obviously, it's going to be, they're trying to get some, they get a little bit, just enough to send the robots, but not enough to send the main villain. Rather, lather, rinse, repeat. okay, this part I can see, unless they change it up, being something which would really drag down the show. The fights are good, but seem to be far fewer than they were in the previous episodes. I hope they're not burning through the Sentai, but even if they are, they've got good martial artists with these cast members. Showcase them doing more. Instead, we get I'm saying nonsensical a lot, but that's what this episode is, nonsensical. An extended bike chase scene that is viewed from a helicopter, which is used as evidence that the Morphex bike thing should be pushed out for production, when the lesson of the episode should have been that that's a bad idea. Well, they fight in the Zords, they beat the robots, the park is saved, everybody goes home, and they still don't know, well, the parents still don't know that their kids are Rangers. Yeah, this episode just did not do it for me, and I'm hoping they pick back up with the next episode. Because they have so much going for them, I do not want to see this potential squandered. Well, this is Kecker's Boy. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hope this, once again, nonsense doesn't drive you off the show, because I see so much in this. And if you want to see more in it with me, give me a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.